I was inspired by Susan and Luis Cervantes because they had started their murals in the mission. Susan actually, she was inspired, and Luis was, by the Latino guys that were painting murals, and then also the Mujeres Muralistas were painting murals in the mission. That was going on, and I was aware of that. Naomi got to be 5 years old, and we heard about this really good nursery school in our neighborhood. We went to see the nursery school, and I saw these old murals on it. They were really faded. So one day I went there and proposed to doing a mural and told them I would do it for free. So, okay, they said, fine. I knew I could get volunteers from my students because I was teaching part-time at City, and I could get some of the parents were very enthusiastic. So what it was made of were those bricks, you know, and I thought about, well, I'll just do this pattern on them. So each brick became a different color. Then on top of each color, I would do a little geometric design, and other people joined me, some of my students, some of the people in the nursery school, and we did this mural. After I did the mural at the Sunset Nursery School, I was charged up to do another mural, and somehow I met Julia Marshall. She liked public art, so I got her on board. Fran Valesco and Paul Kensinger and I kind of came up with this idea. Oh, Rosemary Basie too. Came up with these ideas, and then we made a big long drawing, and we took it to the Art Commission, and they approved it. I lived in the Sunset from the time I was about 6 years old to about 8 years old, out on Noriega, and off between 26th and 27th Avenue. And the area behind my grandparents' backyard was sand dunes. And I would just go out there and play. I loved it. And that they went all the way out to the beach. You know, you could see all the way out to the beach when I was first there in 1946. And the next year, 47, all these houses were built. So I witnessed the building of the Sunset District, basically. Anyhow, so the beginning, this was kind of like the people who were involved, they all thought about it. It was a primal ooze, we called it. And then we showed some Ohlone Indians and the Spanish coming in, you know, and then the Americans, and then the earthquake and fire when a lot of people camped out in the Sunset, and some of them found these old, or got a hold of these old cars, railroad cars, and were living in them, and it was called Carville. Then we just began to show landmarks. We finished the history of the Sunset. So Paul and Julia Marshall and I decided that we wanted to go further. So we went to see Mary Landgraf, the librarian, about doing a mural in the library, and she was just really enthusiastic. So we started, and then we had friends who worked in that for the neighborhood center, and they helped us get funding from the Zellerbach Family Fund, and then Mary got funding from the Friends of the Library. I had this idea that we had those books, you know, in the bookshelves, and we could ask people to sponsor a book for, like, you know, I can't remember, maybe $100 or something. So that way we got all the books covered. You know, we would just paint the books, and then we would get the name of the favorite author or the favorite book, and then put the name of the patron on the book. So that way we were able to fund the library. And so we had 3 sources. And it was really good because we actually got paid. Back in 1993, the building at that time was the health food store. They wanted a mural. They went to Presida Eyes, and they approached Susan Kelk Cervantes, the director. And Susan said, well, Henry Sultan lives a block away, and he knows you guys, and he would be a good guy to do a mural. I got some plywood and made the stretchers, or made the panels actually, and then painted them all in the studio. And then when they were all completed, the co-founder of Presida Eyes, Luis Cervantes, and I went down there with the panels and we attached them to the wall. Basically, I wanted to do a landscape. That's why I call it the landscape of the mind, because I wanted to do a landscape from my imagination. A few years later, the restaurant opened. The Murals got to stay there, and then recently one of the co-owners, John Sun, called me and we'd had a big talk about how much he loves that mural. So he was very happy when I told him it was going to be restored.
There's a couple different agents of deterioration here. One of them is ultraviolet light, the other one is heat, and I'm guessing the third one is moisture. What I'm going to do today is to spray a conservation grade consolidant, an acryloid resin, on the surface of the mural in order to consolidate this layer of paint. Consolidating means fusing it and turning it into one solid strong film. It does 2 things. It preserves the original work of art, keeps the work of art exactly as it is, and then creates, protects it from ultraviolet light and creates a barrier between these past restorations and the next restoration, which they're going to be doing tomorrow. At the end of the project, I will then go in and do another layer of an protective conservation grade acryloid ultraviolet protection in order to protect any of it from sunlight, and we'll also put an anti-graffiti layer to protect it from any graffiti vandalism. So one of the problems with the art conservation field being so narrow is that this specialized knowledge, which is about science and art materials and the environment and the sun and humidity and heat and graffiti and moisture, is inaccessible to just like the general artist community, the general muralist community. The muralists are good at magic, they're good at myth, they're good at feeling, but there's still gaps in knowledge and science and in ethics, and that's part of my whole thing, is that science should be for everyone.
I'm Naomi Marai, and I'm here today on 29th and Sanchez to participate in the mural restoration of my favorite mural in San Francisco, Rainforest of the Mind. I passed this mural so many times on my way to errands, the cafe on the corner, physical therapy down the street. And I always run my hand along the bottom to feel the different textures and to see if maybe the magic of art will just infiltrate my body and I can become like some of the masters that are here today. I'm going to hold the ladder. It would be wider
I'm here to help my friend Henry. I started out as a ceramicist and I converted to painting, and so I've had that experience. This will be my first time directly working on mural. I like the mural I think we're going to work on, and it's a nice day.
I restored it with him about 10 years ago. So here to give him a hand to do it again. It's kind of like a circle for us because we painted murals back in the 70s. Last night when I was thinking about coming over to help, I was thinking how Henry and I first met painting the Sunset mural out on the Ortega Branch Library. And we instantly became good friends, and how that friendship has lasted through the years. And now, this is a strange thing thinking about it last night, and that I think, how many more opportunities am I going to get to paint with Henry? You know, and it feels like this full circle that's going on, you know, that we started out doing this mural in the sunset together, and here we are helping to finish up and do some painting later on in both of our lives, you know.
Muralists are good at magic, they're good at myth, they're good at feeling.
The main thing I like to do mural work is when I work with, because I get to work with other people while I'm a painter. Because, you know, a painter is lonely a life. It's fun to get outside and work with other people, see what they're doing, and, you know, and all the vibes that happen and interaction. I think of it like being a musician who plays in a band, you know.